A glimpse inside the minds and the personalities of the leaders on the panel. Another powerful, aspiring, transformational session on leadership mantra. Not to forget, at 6:30 we have the Chief Minister of Indian capital, New Delhi, joining us, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, and he'll be talking about making Delhi a global startup destination. Up next is a session on a topic that we all have in mind. We are living in a pandemic for almost a year now, and we are still waiting for a vaccine. COVID 19 vaccine. How soon is soon? Is there an alternative? Well, to answer all these questions, we have our next speaker, Dr. Varaprasad Reddy. He's the founder of Shanta Biotechniques, Indian entrepreneur and founder of vaccine manufacturing company Shanta Biotechniques. The government of India awarded him the Padma Bhushan Award for his contribution in the field of science and engineering. Welcome, Mr. Varaprasad Reddy. Namaskar, sir. How are you?
Namaste, namaste. So, I can take over?
Yes, sir. You can take over.
Okay. Greetings to everyone attending for this webinar. We are going through unprecedented pandemic situation for the last 1 year. As Akriti said, it is not small period. 1 year is too long a period to be in that state of pandemic situation. If it is just a pandemic, we can get used to it. But over a period of time in the last 1 year, we are going through several other things also. Right now, in my opinion, we are in a Confucius state. We are confused. At one time, we were anxious to know when the vaccine is coming, but at least now that situation is not there. They are around the corner. Some vaccines are coming, some vaccines are still running. At least whether vaccine will come or not, that anxious moments have gone. But now the other pandemonium is confusion. Confusion is which vaccine is good, which vaccine is more reliable, and who is going to get it first, and how long this vaccine will have its effect. When we get injected that vaccine, how long we'll get the protection. Again, when we have to take it, whether central government or state government is going to underwrite the costs of this vaccine. Is it going to be free of cost? If so, who is going to foot the bill? And we are 1.3 billion people. They say it is 2 doses. Now everyone is confirming it is not single dose. If it is 2 doses, 1.3 billion into 2 doses is 2.6. Some wastage will be there in the transportation because they have to be maintained cold chain, which is not an easy task for countries like India. The country is so wide and long. In remote places, maintaining cold chain is a big challenge. Considering the difficulties in transportation, storage, and dispensing, 15% wastage is normal. So 1.3 billion into 2 doses is 2.6 billion, and wastage 15% tantamounts to 3 billion doses. If you are going to have 3 billion, then everybody will get it. Otherwise, in India, what happens is it big chaos. Everyone wants me first, me first, me first. So in this kind of situation, different kind of emergency will come. Influences will start, hoarding will start, black marketing will start, influences will start. Vaccine development is one phase. After vaccine is developed, can they give these companies in India? I think there are 4 companies in the forefront. Serum Institute, Bharat Biotech, Biological Evans, Indian Immunologicals, Cadila, that is Cadila. These are the companies. And of course, Dr. Reddy's also are there. They joined very late. They are getting a vaccine candidate from Russia. They were asked to conduct phase 2-3 trials. They have initiated the trials. So even then, 5 or 6 companies are there, but can they come up with the required 3 billion doses in the short span of 1 year? Is a matter of rather unanswered question. I have many unanswered questions I want to pose before you. See, anxiety is one part, it is over, vaccine is coming. But now confusion starts when it will start, which vaccine out of 5, 6 vaccines, whether government is going to buy equally from all of them, or all the companies, 5, 6 companies are allowed to market in the market so that everybody can choose what they like, what they believe, what they have trust, which vaccine is going to work better for them. To decide which one is better, in earlier times, we used to have all these vaccine development people used to publish their data, their clinical data in a reputed journals. And peers used to review them. They used to make a comment on the vaccines, their efficacy, their safety, their side effects. Everything is open book. Very peculiarly, this COVID vaccine situation is different. No publications. They are directly submitting to regulatory authorities. And other thing is, whenever we come to know, public come to know the progress of the company is only through press reports. Is unfortunate. They should be let known to us through scientific journals. They completed phase 1, they completed phase 2, and they published this data. Our peers have reviewed it. This vaccine is very effective in these ethnic areas. And this vaccine has some side effects. Some people felt this one, and they are minor, some are major. And the side effects are not because of the vaccine, it is because of some other ailment what the subject had earlier. These kind of explanations used to be there. Then people will have an idea that, oh, so-and-so vaccine is better. It has less side effects and it is available easily and we can source it locally. Several considerations, people used to have a solution. Today, they do not have anything. They have to only live in imagination. We do not know who is going to source it. We do not know which company is going to give the vaccine first and whether we have to believe A vaccine, B vaccine, C vaccine, or D vaccine. And can we interchange them? This also is a big question. And some people are saying, can we take first dose from one company, second dose from a second company? Several issues. And how long it's going to protect? We have no answers for that. And what is the shelf life of each vaccine? How long we have to maintain this in the shelf and when we can dispense them? Whether if it doesn't have any shelf life, then no manufacturer will keep it produced in large quantities and he will be keeping on producing as and when required because the shelf life is not there. All these factors can be reckoned only when it has time. The constraint now is time. Political bosses, they want it as early as possible. Our manufacturing companies also are eager to come to market. Everyone is in an urgency. We are operating in emergency mode. This kind of situation will lead to some confusion, will lead to some apathies. My concern and worry is safety may be the first casualty of this kind of emergency situation. One has to very carefully look into what they are going through. They made a survey in America whether how many people are willing to take vaccine first. Around 67% of the population said we don't need vaccine. Recently, ex-president of Pfizer said that, vice president of Pfizer said, there is no need of a vaccine. Like a cold, it comes and goes. We have to live with it. That's what his interpretation. He is not right, I am saying, but he may not be wrong also. We do not know. Anything confirmly what we say is only when there is a rigorous scientific evaluation. Is there any scientific evaluation rigorously on every vaccine? I don't know. I'm not a scientist, I'm an engineer. But having dealt with vaccines portfolio for the last 29 years, with my common sense, with my administration capability, what I have been looking at is there is no enough scientific data which will give comfort to us to choose, to select, to go with. All these things are not known today. Very unfortunate situation. I am not negative, kindly take it positively. People have to think, people have to look into deep into each vaccine, and they have to look for scientific data. They see this urgency, this vaccine development started, first of all, in India. Only on January 23rd, we have seen the first death in this country. From then on, we started worried about vaccine we are talking. So now we are in December, not even 1 year. We want vaccine now. In fact, our government itself was mentioning, ICMR was mentioning, by August 15th, we'll have vaccine, which is not right. I think if they make such kind of announcements, whether it is government or anybody, I don't care. They should be more responsible. If they are making such kind of announcements, they are doing disservice to public. Kindly underline this point. They should not make such hasty statements. Okay, it takes time. If you see the history, of course, situation changed, scientific temper has gone up, more methods have come to do it faster, but still, let us go to history. In 1918, first we have seen swine flu. At that time, it was global, like this only. Almost 50 to 60 million people died, not small quantity. Then now it is not 50, 60 million. At that time, 50, 60 million people 100 years back died. In India itself, 20 million people died. That vaccine, do you know when it has come? First 1918, it has hit the people. Vaccine came in 1938 or 40. How many years? Almost 22 years. The shortest possible time it has taken to develop a vaccine for mumps by Merck was 4 years, not less than that. Shanta did its vaccine for 5.5 years for first hepatitis B vaccine. Today we are in emergency mode. Our science has gone up. Many people are working. We can reduce the time of development. I accept, but not to the level of 1 year. In this process, what happens is we sacrifice certain intermittent tests. We sacrifice certain milestone experiments. We sacrifice certain stages of evaluation. We are in emergency mode, we are running. Development part is one thing. They might have developed very fast, I agree. But regulatory part, it has to be examined at every stage. Now we are not doing that. We are only phase 1 trials completed, evaluate. Phase 2 complete, evaluate. But in between, there is no check. There is no data. At least public do not have data. Peer reviews are not happening. This kind of thing, because we are in emergency mode, even if we accept it, we cannot stop it now. But one has to be very careful. We have to see the history behind us, and accordingly, one should be very cautious. Many vaccines, other vaccines, what I can give you some data to you. Ebola vaccine took almost 5.5 years. Tuberculosis vaccine took 13 years. Chickenpox vaccine took 28 years. Today, we are happy that in 1 year time, our people have come with the vaccine, but the regulatory system should be more thorough, more orthodoxly, they should test at every point, and they should decide what is its immunogenicity, how long it is going to protect. All this data is essential for the public consumption. If it is not there, out of a pandemic situation, they may take it, which may not be right. See, a drug we can tolerate if there is a side effect, but vaccine is taken by a healthy person. It should not cause, if it is not giving protection, that is different, but it should not cause any calamity to him. So one has to be very, very careful in evaluating these vaccines. Regulatory people should deeply look into that, and that is my concern. With the 8 billion people now globally, they want this vaccine. 8 billion people, of course, our country is, I told you, 3 billion doses required. 8 billion people into 16 billion doses have to be produced. Production is one thing, but escalate, all the companies should be uniformly producing these vaccines. Of course, 4 varieties of vaccines. Next, how to transport it to different parts of the world. How to maintain the cold chain. What are the logistics? First of all, okay, vaccine governments may underrate. Many countries, what they did, they have pumped money to the companies, they funded them, and they are committed to supply to them. For example, the Sanofi Glaxo, they entered into agreement with US government. First priority for them is to supply to US and then to European Union. They may not consider now for India because they don't have any agreement with our government. Our government has not tied up any agreement with them. The Indian companies have moral responsibility to supply to Indian populace. Here also, Bill Gates Foundation has funded to Serum Institute almost $300 million to supply 200 million doses to low income and middle income group countries. In that, India also is there. I think I was given to understand from some source that Serum Institute is planning to give 50 million doses to India, but we require 3 billion doses. Bharat Biotech, maybe they will escalate their manufacturing capacity. They're a good company, big company. If they do, they may do 500 or 600 million, not more than that in a year. They cannot suspend the ongoing program of other vaccines. They are necessary for children. Immunization schedule should go on. They have on their basket other vaccines which should not be stopped. To create extra facility for this, it takes time. Other day, Dr. Krishna was telling that he is going to create some more facility, but it will take time. 3 months or 4 months, that is to validate it. It is not soap and paste. We can manufacture just like that. When we build a facility, it has to be totally examined and it has to be evaluated. It has to be done scientifically. Then only they can get into production. So what I'm saying is escalating the production for meeting 3 billion doses of requirement. Then after all, vaccine can be bought by government if they are very generous. I'm very happy if they announce it. But how about other costs? Transportation cost, who will bear? Storage cost, who will bear? Dispensing cost for doctors and healthcare workers, who will bear? Whether state government or central government, no idea. No thinking on that. So there are many unanswered questions like this. They have to come with a blueprint. Yes, the first priority is for these healthcare workers. We give them free and we know how to administer. We have to gather volunteers and they should be trained properly to maintain the cold chain. I give an example. Pfizer vaccine, lucky we are not taking it. Harshavardhan, our Union Health Institute made an announcement. We are not interested in Pfizer vaccine because it has to maintain it minus 70 degrees. They say they are putting 5,000 vaccines in a box. The spokesperson of Pfizer says, if you open that, within 60 seconds, you have to take out and then close it. Within 60 seconds. If it crosses 60 seconds, vaccines will go waste. And after taking out, they have to thaw it for 30 minutes. That means immediately they can't dispense. Just imagine a 5,000 doses vaccine to administer, how much of training has to be given to maintain 60 seconds of time and 30 administering it again, opening the box. In a day, only two times you can open, not more than that. How difficult it is. The dispensation is becoming very, very difficult. So dispensation is important, storage is important, and all these things have to be well thought out. Volunteers have to be prepared, they should be trained. So vaccine is coming, but are we prepared to dispense it rightly to right people who are the prioritization also? It should not be like political angle. Other day, when Bihar elections were there, they said that we are giving free to you. How about Kerala? Because they don't have elections, you're not going to give them? Is it fair? Equitable distribution is important. Me first philosophy has come in already. Rich people will buy it in black market. They will encourage black market. I have money. I will buy it at 1 lakh also. Then what happens to the poor man? There will not be any equitable distribution. Such kind of pandemic situation should not come in the country. My request to governments, authorities, people is equitable distribution to the right people, right prioritization is important. Stalwarts, social scientists should sit down, discuss with governments, make a plan, blueprint. Vaccine is coming, not 1, 3 or 4. Which one is more amenable for easy access? Which one is low cost? Government has to buy or people have to buy. All these things to be discussed, debated, come out with a clean plan. It is around the corner. Probably, I am telling you, nobody is going to come into the market by December. This already we are in December. It will happen only middle of next year, maximum April. Until then, it will not come. From April onwards, one after another, vaccines will keep coming. Our vaccine from Shanta, that is through Sanofi, will come only end of next year, not even middle of next year. So these are the issues. Kindly bear with the situation, confusion state, and coolly think vaccines will come. Vaccines will definitely going to help us, but we have to have a clear thinking from both authorities and public also. Public also should not rush, like for cinema tickets, people stand in the queue and then rush each other. It is a vaccine for life saving. It should not be rushed out. One has to be very cool and look for the right choice. Thank you very much. I have taken 5:55 is the time. Any questions are there? I will answer for 5 minutes, and that's 6 I have to give.
Sir, I have a question if you allow me to
Please.
ask. You spoke before and you said that vaccine development is a time-taking process. All the other vaccines that have come in the past, they have taken their due course of time, and when they were safe, that's when they were spread out to the human mankind. But because we are in a hurry, we are in a rush, we have not done the entire, we have not taken care of the entire process. Like initially vaccines are tested on mouse, then probably on other animals, and then they are tested on human beings. In this particular case, we are testing the vaccine directly on human beings. How ethical it is from a medical perspective?
Madam, I think they have done on animals also.
Yes.
But the point is, on animals, if they do, it is not possible within 1 month they can decide. It has to be evaluated over a period of time, that what happens if you give lethal dose, whether the animal, small animal, is going to sustain with this lethal dose. Suppose it expires, then they have to dissect it and see it. Suppose it survives for some time and gets sick. Until it dies, we have to wait and then see and dissect it and find out what is the reason for its death. Which organ get affected, whether kidneys, heart, or lungs. Nothing. Now, as long as it is surviving, they are going ahead. We don't know the aftermath effects. We used to wait for 6 months, 8 months, 1 year also for animal trials. Today, 1 month. Human trials, 3 months. Everything cut short. We are cutting the corners. Hope they are not cutting the lives. That's all my concern and worry. I am not a scientist, so if I talk like this, scientists will be very much annoyed, but they are put to pressure. I am not doubting their scientific temper. I am not doubting their intellect, but they are under pressure by governments. They are under pressure by people also. We want vaccine. In fact, the question, that the topic is how soon it is, what are the alternatives? My alternative is, we have our own traditions. We can save ourselves with our right kind of traditions. We never go into the house without washing our legs and hands when we come out of that. We always change our dress before we take food. We take only home food. We don't go outside and roadside pizzas and burgers we don't eat. Our kitchen is the biggest pharmacy. And we have all the spices which will protect, which will give us immunity. We have neglected our own food. We have neglected our own traditions. Embracing is not our culture. Shaking hands is not our culture. Our culture is this. We have gone all out of that, and we are getting into trouble. If we follow our traditions, no need of a vaccine, I am telling you. There is no need of a vaccine. But I am not against vaccine. I am a vaccine manufacturer. But still I am saying, it has to come in its own phase. It has to come after passing its own circles of testing. If you ignore all that and you rush it, not right. Let us not put pressure on companies. We want vaccine tomorrow. Let us not our Prime Minister speak that India is the first to come with a vaccine. On August 15th on Red Fort, I will announce it. It's not correct. It's not right kind of statements. That is my sincere opinion.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much for this brilliant session. You've answered many questions that we have and we have had since a long time. I know you are in a hurry and you have to leave. So I will let you go. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Your given time, I have completed, even 3 minutes extra also spoke. I have to thank Sridhar to push me for this. He has affection for me. He believed that I can speak something good for the webinar. Thank you, Sridhar. Bye.